I've been involved with Every Action Counts since the very beginning in the summer of 2006. Within BTCV, I head up all operations in England, some 450 staff operating out of over 100 offices. And BTCV's role to help identify and then train up to 1,000 community champions across England very much fitted into my England director role. BTCV has been developing its hands-on approach to conservation activities for 50 years. Throughout that time, we've been working towards creating a more sustainable future by inspiring people to take local actions. Care for your area, one of the Every Action Counts themes, is what BTCV is really all about. The chance to implement further behaviour change within energy and resource saving, sustainable and ethical purchasing, and schemes like Cycle to Work have all been a welcome and natural fit to the work that we do. From the outset, you must have due regard for where people are starting from. Taking the time to understand the local issues and challenges and tailoring solutions to meet them is key. It's really important they understand that every action really does count.
The Community Champions team at BTCV, their role within the Every Action Counts partnership was to support the partnership networks, to recruit volunteers and for them to become trained as local community champions. Most of the champions registered with the programme to encourage local community groups to take environmental action, and a lot of the champions got a lot more out of it than I think they first expected. We've seen community champions develop personally and within their careers as well.
Over the last 2 to 4 years, BTCV has changed the way that it manages environmental performance from, I suppose, a piecemeal approach, lots of good practice where lots of good things were happening but being done by different people, to being more professional, more organised, and I suppose having things all in one place. Part of doing that has been to put in place the Environmental Office Champion scheme, where one person in every office takes responsibility for environmental management. Last year's behaviour audit and the CO2 audit revealed that it was very easy to actually turn off lights and to reduce energy consumption and to get people to adjust their computers so that they use energy more efficiently. It's very easy to buy a recycling bin and do those sorts of things. The hard one for us, which we haven't yet achieved, but we are going to, I think, is to actually change people's behaviour in terms of driving cars. Money doesn't actually come to BTCV by and large. We have to go out and actually find it, we have to go out and get it, so therefore we do have to travel. Travel is essential. What I'd like to try and do is focus on how we go about making those journeys and the process we go through in planning them. Do we actually have to have them? If we have to have them, what's the best way of doing it?
One of the greatest impacts of BTCV volunteers going to another country and working with a local community is they provide an inspiration to that community to carry on doing the volunteering work, doing the projects that they do. We don't take on projects where we're just sending volunteers to go and do some work and come away. It's always part of a much bigger project to grow the development of volunteering in that particular country.
I work for BTCV here at Skelton Grange Environment Centre, and the centre's always been set up to try to engage as many people in environmental action in a variety of ways. That goes from children, like we've got a group of school children here today visiting. We also work with loads of volunteers. And with all those people, we're trying to get them to think about how they travel to work, what energy they use when they're here. And so we're always looking at that and trying to improve on it. I think some people see environmental action as, or environmental messages as being negative. People see it as being something that they're told not to do certain things. But that doesn't have to be the case. For a lot of people, it can really be a case of choosing to take local action, which can be really involving, a really positive thing. So you can choose to cycle to work, or you can choose to grow food locally. There's loads of really positive aspects to it. And any action that we take on a local level, even if it's quite small, will help to contribute to reducing the impact of climate change across the world.